For just as we share abundantly in the suffering of Christ, so also our comfort abounds through Christ. 2 Corinthians 1, verse 5. A part of our identity as children of God is to live as sufferer. Some of us suffer for Christ. We suffer because our faith in Christ. Not many people suffer for Christ, but we all suffer in one way or another. Even if we don't suffer for Christ, we can be comforted that whenever we suffer in Christ. What does that mean? Well, it means that we share in the suffering of Jesus. Jesus' suffering is not an accident. His suffering is redemptive. When we suffer in Christ, we can be sure that our suffering too is not an accident. When we suffer in Christ, we also share in the redemptive aspect of His suffering. Whatever you're going through, you can always believe that there is redemptive aspects in it. You may not see it, you may not know it, but trust God that God is redeeming something or someone through your sufferings. The other aspect of Jesus' suffering is that it is purposeful. It may not look like it, but God is in control in Jesus' suffering. In fact, on the cross, while many people see it as God losing, it is in fact where God is most in control. So when we suffer in Christ. Then we can be sure that our suffering too is purposeful, that God is in control even or especially in our suffering. Do you see your suffering in Christ? Remind yourself that your suffering is not an accident. When we suffer in Christ, it is redemptive. Have you seen that God is still in control in your darkest moment? Let's look back and see God was always in control when we suffered. This is our reflection for today.